point. Okay, so today we're going to talk more about sequential order. Does anybody remember what sequential order was? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Octavia?
Even
from beginning to end. Well, at least I know you can read. So sequential order is the order of events from beginning to end. So let's see. If we start at the beginning and we say first, then what comes next?
second,
And then
third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth.
so those are some clue words that tells you that we're starting something in order, right? So if we start something in order, we start from number 1 and then we go all the way down counting by their numbers until we get to the end. So sometimes we get tricked because it doesn't always say first, this happens, second, this happens. Sometimes we have clue words, and that means that after. So if we're doing a sequence of events and something happens first, and then I say something else happens, that means that the next event has happened. So if we say after, next, or then, that also means that another event could happen. So we talked about 2 things yesterday that happened in first, second, third. Think about the story we read yesterday. Raise your hand. Remember, we're trying to get our points. Kareem? Think about the book we read yesterday.
The tiny flower.
Let's see. Nishan, can you help him out?
The tiny seed.
The Tiny Seed. Oh, that is one of the books we read yesterday. So what did we learn from that book about sequential order? Chloe? What happens first in that book?
The old lady swallows a fly. Second, the old lady swallows a fly.
Oh, so you're remembering the book we read, The Old Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. So remember when we read that book, we said first, she swallowed a fly. Second, she swallowed a spider. Third, she swallowed a cat. And then a bird, you're right. So third, she swallowed a bird. So, and then we went all the way through from the very first thing that she ate or she swallowed to the very last thing that she swallowed. And what was the last thing that happened? She died. So at the end of the story, she died. So that's going through sequential order. So Nishan also said something about a seed and the tiny seed. How can we describe a seed in sequential order? Think in your head. How can we describe a seed in sequential order? So first it's a seed, and Anaya?
First, it grows germination.
So that happens second. So first, it's a seed. Second, the germination. Third was roots and stems. Remember, raise your hands. Fourth was leaves. And then fifth was the flower. Good job. So those are 2 things in sequential order that we talked about from first to last. So the thing about sequential order is that it can also teach you things. So when you're talking about sequential order, when you're cooking, it's called a recipe. Have any of you ever followed a recipe before when you're cooking?
Yes.
Yeah? Thumbs up if you followed a recipe when you've been cooking before.
Double time.
That means that you start with the first thing it tells you to do, and you go through all the way until the end, until you're done cooking. So if you have made a recipe before, maybe you can make some text-to-self connections in this book. So Nana's Vegetable Soup by Miss Chernati. That means I am the author. Okay, so keep in mind,